So, how common is this whole loneliness thing? I mean, you see people who might walk alone, you see people who just might be alone, you might see people who might be sat alone. But how common is loneliness? Because loneliness and being alone are two different things. Let me give you an example. When I'm alone, I just start doing things that Hello everybody, welcome back to another video from ITDG. And today, it's not really gonna be something. It's not something out of the ordinary that I'm doing, but it's just a different subject, of course. Well, of course, it's a different subject. It's a different video. Anyways, no explanation needed since I'm sure you've read the title because you clicked on it. I'm sure you've read the title. And yeah, I guess let's get right into it. But before we do, don't forget to do a couple of things. I'm just reminding you, just in case you forget, because it's quite easy for people to forget. Most importantly, I have a second channel, and that second channel I post little things like movie reviews and anime reviews. Sooner or later, I'll be doing some other type of reviews maybe. And yeah, if you just want to have a great time there too, actually have a great time watching these videos, then yeah, just check that channel out. And it's still me, the same me. And yeah, hope you enjoy that. And if you enjoy the content, just hear the echoing of my voice. If you enjoy my content on this channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you like this video specifically, liking the video is a commonsensical thing to do. If you just want people to experience the beautifulness of the video that you're listening to or they're watching right now, the share button is there too. And yeah, it's not necessary. Did I just say necessary? It's not necessary. It's not necessary. But if you would like to, there is a little question at the end for you to answer. Just to the comment section, just to interact a little bit in the comment section, alright? Just to get that little chat started before me. Alright, so let's get right into it, I guess. So, how common is this whole loneliness thing? I mean, you see people who might walk alone, you see people who just might be alone, you might see people who might be sat alone. But how common is loneliness? Because loneliness and being alone are two different things. Let me give you an example. When I'm alone, I just start doing things that I don't want people to see me do. I can go completely crazy. I don't know, dance for no apparent reason, throw things around. Of course, 5 minutes before my parents get back home, I have to rush to get everything back together. But that and having fun is a completely different story than just in general being lonely. Being lonely is just a completely different thing from being alone. When you're alone, you can have fun and you know that you are not alone forever. When you're lonely, it's not a life, it's not necessarily a lifetime thing, but until you meet that right male or woman, I don't know why I did that. Anyways, until you meet that right person, then it's just depressing, to be honest. You just slouching there with your tea in your hand. And I mean, I'm not trying to mock or anything like that, but when you're lonely, it's a completely different story. When you're lonely, you are for sure certain that no one's necessarily gonna come back home 5 minutes for you to if you've made a mess, clear everything up and be scolded and that what kind of mess? I see you do that thing, stuff like that. You see? So yeah, basically that's the completely not completely. That's how it is. The difference between being alone and being lonely, which wasn't necessarily the question that I asked myself to answer, but I just gave the answer otherwise. Anyways, how common it is a completely different question, in that I don't necessarily. I can't necessarily. It can be a common thing. It can be a common thing, but I'm like, what, a couple percentage sure that it might be a common thing. Okay, when you're lonely, the whole point of being lonely is that you basically have no one for a certain amount of time, depending on if you meet somebody after the duration of time of being lonely. Do people help in that instance? Will somebody come in over to you and be like, oh, you lonely? Because it's quite hard to tell the difference of being lonely and being alone, because it's a completely different circumstance, yes, but it's quite hard to tell. I can see somebody, or let's take myself as an example. I can be walking alone, I guess, to Asda or somebody or something. Did I just go Asda or somebody? Anyway, Asda or something like that. You feel me? And not with like anybody else around me or anything like that. Just me walking alone, not lonely, alone to Asda. That doesn't necessarily mean I am down and depressed and I have nobody. That's not the case. It just means that technically just means that right now I am by myself, but I'm enjoying my time most likely. But then, whilst being lonely in Winter Asda, it looks the same. You can be a lonely person going to Asda alone, or you can be somebody that is alone, or just that has people around you, or majority of the time, but happen to be alone whilst going to Asda. Those are two completely different circumstances, yes, but it's hard to tell the difference. So in that case, will people really help? Now, my answer to that question is most likely no. You won't go up to somebody, it's the most likely case, go up to somebody like, oh my gosh, are you alone? Or are you lonely? No. In school, maybe, yes, sure. But out in the open, no, because everyone's minding their own business. I mean, where I live anyways. Is this even a question? Are there setbacks to being lonely? Well, like I just asked myself, should this even be a question? I mean, of course there's setbacks to being lonely. When you're lonely, you can become depressed. When you're depressed, you can do the thing. When you do the thing, then you go somewhere. When you go, I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. Basically, yes, there could be minor depending on the person, or major, again, depending on the person, setbacks for being lonely. Now, I can simply or quite easily compare this to setbacks to being alone, but technically there are none unless you're alone for a certain amount of time and you finish watching all of the episodes of whatever program you finish watching, and you're like, oh, what the hell do I do now? Just, I don't know, push-ups, scatter my things so I can rearrange in another way. There's still two completely different circumstances though. There are major setbacks to being lonely, but minor setbacks to being alone. Minor clearly because someone's gonna come back, I don't know, maybe like an hour or so later or so. But being lonely, you have that feeling that you might want somebody to just open the door like, I'm back, and it'll be a feeling for you once somebody says that, but it's not gonna happen if you're a lonely person. Even if for a lonely person, someone knocks on the door, I don't even know, those are really bad sound effects, I'm sorry, for knocking on the door, just boom, 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 somebody knocks on the door, they open the door, boom, come up menacingly and all that stuff. I am here to rob you, give me all of your stuff. When you're a lonely person, it'll be like, oh, thank God. Alright, so sit down with me, let's watch something, and then I'll give you something. That's like, someone's come to rob you, at least you have some sort of company if you're a lonely person. So yeah, if you don't mind somebody robbing you and asking to sit down with you because you've been alone alone for so long, which is being lonely, then of course there are major setbacks for you to actually want that to happen. Imagine praying for a day where somebody comes to rob you, like, oh, finally, you've come to rob me again, thank God. Alright, so I was on the last episode of Game of Thrones. Do you want to continue watching with me? Like, I've been kind of alone. I have some popcorn chips back there, something like that. We can share some KFC. You want that? For you to actually want that to happen, then of course there are major setbacks. I can't even imagine even doing that in general. Somebody who's alone not lonely, alone, they get robbed. Oh my gosh, where's the knife? Ching ching. Like, yeah, that's most likely. What? Next question. I don't want to answer a question for too long. Again, mental issues for being lonely. Oh gosh damn it, it's basically the same. If you have the mental brain, like you think mentally, thank God somebody's come to rob me or something like that. Of course there will be major mental issues if you are lonely. You just that thought that nobody is there, that is just so sad and depressing. Oh my gosh. Anyways, of course there are major mental health issues of being lonely, because once somebody's lonely, they have the thought process that they know at that point that, oh gosh, no, nobody's coming up with me. Not even the robber down the street, not even the local pedo is coming down. Like, damn, I done screwed up like that. For you to might actually want that sort of thing whilst being lonely, then there are major mental health issues. Right? It's okay. Not being funny at this point. Being 100% serious. Like, of course, there will be major health issues when it comes to loneliness, depression in general, anxiety, not even like social contact. Really, will be. Oh gosh. Imagine buying something from a store, going over to them, you genuinely know, like, the person's lonely, not you, God forbid, unless you are, I hope I make you a day, I guess, going up to them, hi, we want to buy the speak up, this, we want to, it'll just be, don't laugh. Don't laugh. No. You'll be really anxious. You have anxiety, depression. You'll be talking lower than Michael Jackson. Oh my gosh, that's low. Your pitch, your voice pitch will be low. But for you to be a lonely person, your pitch will be lower than Michael Jackson's. I'm sorry to bring his name into this, but that's just the case. Now, I practically answered this question multiple times, even whilst I was taught and answering the other questions, and that is, what's the difference between being alone and being lonely? And I've pretty much answered that question. What's your thoughts on this video? I mean, like, at the end of the day, what's your thought? That, and did I make good? I mean, this channel is just a place for you to laugh if the topic is like a humorous one or something you can like laugh about. If not, then it's for you to be educated. That's the main purpose of this channel. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Did I just say enjoy what? I hope you enjoyed this video, past tense, because this video is over and ended. Yes, I know, and I'm so sorry, but there will be another video next week or the week after next week. I'm sorry about my late videos that are coming. There are a couple of things that are going on, and anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, do all those things. Check my other channel if you like other funny anime reviews plus movie reviews and all those things. Peace.